Welcome to GovCast, a video interview series from Government Fleet Magazine. I'm Nicole Osinski, Executive Editor of Government Fleet. Today I'll be talking with Eli Arquilevich, the Director of Mobile Field Solutions at AT&T, working with public sector clients. Eli, welcome to the series. We appreciate the opportunity to sit down and discuss trends you're seeing with fleets used by government agencies. But before we jump into that, can you tell us a little about yourself and your team at AT&T?
Yes, absolutely, Nicole. Thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity and invite to talk to you and your audience today. So me and my team, we're here at AT&T. We wake up every morning and we think about our public sector accounts. So we work with federal, state, county, city, local, and education accounts across the country. And really what we do is we talk to them, we consult with them, understand what are the items that they're trying to solve for, and that's what we partner with them on.
Gotcha. Well, as you and your team are looking at fleets, what trends are you seeing?
There are various trends going on in the fleet space right now. And of course, I'm going to say kind of the tried and true foundational aspect of fleet management and/or fleet telematics, which is simply knowing where your asset is, where your vehicle is, and a lot of these foundational aspects that kind of developed over time continue to be important and continue to be a requirement of our customers. But really, there's two areas that continuously come up in conversation with our customers that I'll share today, and those two things are around sustainability goals and efforts, creating a greener fleet, and those of safety.
Got it. Well, we are seeing more goals and mandates toward sustainability, and this has been on the mind of the public sector fleets. What is a good first step towards sustainability initiatives?
We get that question a lot, and I think the good first step I recommend for customers is really two, right? One is to make sure that the customer has really defined what it means to them to have a more sustainable or a more green fleet. I think when they understand that, that allows us to be the best partner for them, so we understand what their goals are. Other than that, I would say that the first is just information, right? Information that allows them to develop policies and coach their drivers towards a more sustainable fleet. One example of that is around idling time, right? So idling is when a vehicle is stopped and it's not moving, but it's still on. Of course, if it's still on, it's burning fuel. That results in more CO2 emissions being released into the environment. And so being able to measure that and coach drivers is important towards that. Of course, fleet telematics solutions can do that today. And so really, that's an example of a first step. There are other aspects that can be done around a non-electric or hybrid vehicle today, other than idling. Things like driving behavior and fast acceleration are other things that really kind of lead to, I'll say, a less sustainable fleet than there could be.
Got it. Well, on the subject of electric vehicles and hybrids, could you expand on that a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, it's a discussion that comes up with many of our customers. Electric vehicles as an option is something that I think every one of our customers is considering. And it's the first step that I see them struggling with is always, which vehicles are right, depending, on what they do, what they're used for. How do we determine that? How do we measure that? How do we develop a plan around that? And so it's important, and we're happy to help with that. There's a type of analysis that we can help with called the Electronic Vehicle Suitability Assessment Test. That does just that, right? So we install a little technology into the vehicle and start measuring what are the routes that it takes, what's the job functions that they do. And so based on various inputs, we can provide recommendations back to them on which of their vehicles meet a profile that could be met by an electronic vehicle.
And as a final question, because safety is such a big issue, what can fleets do now and look forward to in the future regarding tech and keeping individuals safe on the road?
Yeah, Nicole, thanks for bringing us back to this topic here. Safety is just a critical aspect of all the discussions we have with our government customers, right? Their drivers are out servicing the community every day, and we want to make sure that we help them and create an environment that's safe for them. One example that I can share with you that maybe helps bring this to life is we have a state that's a customer of ours. And the state has some areas that are pretty rural, right? Out, kind of in the middle of nowhere, where there's not a lot of traffic, and some of their employees are out there. And if they were to get in an accident, someone may not know, someone may not have seen it. And so we've helped them with two things. One is detecting whether or not the driver has their seatbelt on. This is an important coaching mechanism. We know when seatbelts are on, if an accident happens, the likelihood is they'll be better off if they had their seatbelt on. The other aspect is accident detection. So if no one is there to see the accident, how do you know it happened? And that's with some technology to detect the accident. When they detect an accident, the right people in the state are notified, they communicate with the driver, they determine the situational awareness, and they institute their processes and policies at that point. So it really helps improve safety. The last thing I'd say about this customer is they deployed their solution on the FirstNet network. This is a network that was developed specifically for first responders and other agencies that support them. And so what this means for qualified agencies is, when there's a time where there may be congestion on a public carrier network, they have priority access on the FirstNet network. It's so critical that our first responders always have communication with their vehicles should something like an accident happen, right? Without the actual notification passing through the network, customers can't make the right decisions. So FirstNet is an important aspect of a fleet telematics deployment.